select speaker disarm, execute, and strobe, execute.
Okay.
Each building has its own bypass, its own function keys. So if I was at ACAT, you would do the same thing. Go to menu, function keys, go to water flow, tamper, disarm, and disarm those over there.
So let's say Andrew's working on the 6th floor.
Mhm.
He accidentally breaks a sprinkler head.
Mm-hmm.
We know what it is. What should we? There's in the middle of the night, the alarm's going off. We want to shut them off so they'll stop sound because we already know what the problem is.
So
it's always we always go to main menu. Right?
Menu is going to be your friend. So if you hit menu, you have alert, which takes you back to this screen that shows you your devices that are in. If it was an alarm, you can hit more info, and this right here is going to be your address.
Okay.
Your node, that's node 5 is ACAD, and it'll tell you. So it says ACAD, so that's node 5. That's your loop number and then your address.
Okay.
If you know that. But if you have an alarm, it's gonna come. Screen's gonna be red. It's gonna say acknowledge alarms down here.
Okay.
This button will be green. You hit that, and then this is gonna have silence audibles.
Okay. We click that.
That's gonna be green. You click that to turn off the speakers.
Okay.
And then you can reset the system.
Okay.
If it's a water flow that comes in, if you go here, you get your address, 6th floor. I think that's node 3. So I would go here, go to menu, maintenance. This pops up. You get more info. I go to my 6th floor panel.
Okay.
I hit more info. If you get your address, that loop number, we'll say it shows 6th floor detectors, right? We'll go to 6th floor, more info, and then you can, if you know the address, you can go to and then put in your address. Go to, so 27. So there's my water flow stir 5. I'll just say it's that water flow going on. You highlight it, you press control. I gotta recalibrate this screen. It takes a little. The password is 4411. So I would go 4411, hit done, and then this screen pops up. You'll want to go to disarm, and then this one, and then execute. So disarming a device, arming the device, doing your function keys, you always have to press execute after it's done to make sure it takes. And if I do execute, partial system disable light comes on and you get a trouble. Now I can go to menu, alert, and now I want to see the trouble that came in. That shows acknowledge my trouble, and that shows me 6 South SP water flow stair 5 input is disarmed. So and then you reset your system. And then that's how you do it on this panel.
So Jesse, every time the sprinkler guys come, they come to this panel, right? Or you do it?
Yeah, so we come to the panel, so it has to be us. Western States won't do it.
Okay.
But did you show them the function key?
Yeah, I showed them the function
Okay.
key.
So that's normally all we ever do.
Yeah.
We do that function key. It takes out every water flow tamper.
In the building, and each like I said, each building has its own water flow tamper bypass.
'Cause if you don't do every one, that system will like surge when they fill it back up. And so Eric in the past had on trip on other floors.
Okay, so it just functions.
Yeah,
You
so just disable
the disable thing.
Yeah, so I mean,
And
if
you
you
know
have
how
a
to do
water
that?
flow that breaks,
You know how to disable. I mean, we're not gonna touch this, and this is only if Jesse's not available. But for the most part, I got a sprinkler guy coming in Monday. If we get Western States knows to contact Jesse, but let's say we got a new contractor that's never been here before, and they just start working, they're gonna set the alarm. So we gotta make sure that Jesse, in case Jesse's not here, we wanna make sure we can at least come in here and call Jesse. Hey Jesse, I'm so and so. Can you walk me through this?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna remember none of this crap.
yeah. And another thing is that a head breaks again. You can, instead of bypassing just that one water flow, you can come to your function keys and bypass the water flows throughout the building. That
Yeah.
way it doesn't surge.
Yeah, that would probably be the easiest. But for the most part, we're not gonna do it. I wanted just to get an idea of what goes on.
He's actually taking us through it before.
And so this is actually a little bit easier. So you have a water flow. Something's gonna be on the screen called investigative treatment, like this right here. And it says investigative treatment. This is gonna be gray, and that's showing me, hey, that supervisory is in, and it shows you the graphics. You can zoom in, and it shows you where that device is located. You can actually disable that point from here. Normally this screen will be popped up. Where's it at? Let's see. That's the investigative treatment. So I get rid of the investigative treatment. So I can double click on this, and if it's one on the 6th floor, 6th floor's not on, there it is right there. 6th floor, I'm showing a trouble. So I'll double click on the 6th floor, that brings up my graphics. And so if you know what stairwell it is,
Can you give me 1 second? You know what, Twig? I mean, Funky? And Jesse, we need to upgrade all the graphics.
yeah. Yeah, we're getting all that stuff worked out with our engineering, making sure we have the right graphics and on the build outs that we've done. We silence that just here. Thank you.
Let's go country.
So if you know what stairwell it's at, say we did stair 5, say it's stair 6. So here, if I hover over it, it'll tell me what it is. That's the pull station. So right here, that's gonna be my water flow. So I click on it, and I can go right here. It shows extended operation. The mode is normal, but if I want to disarm that water flow, I go to the menu, the drop-down menu, disable input, and then that becomes clickable. You hit that, and then it disables that point.
Okay. So basically, it's just you
Yeah,
can
it's the
use
same. It's the same
You
thing,
can do the same. Okay.
but it's using the graphics on here.
Okay.
This is much easier.
So it's using the graphics on this computer to be able to locate, find your smoke or whatever. You can do that with anything on here, like a smoke detector. You can do the same thing.
And if there was a smoke detector, let's say that we know there's the alarm going off on the 6th floor. We don't know what it is. We just know the alarm. We come here, we know what it is.
So if it's an alarm, it's gonna have a red circle around it. If it was in supervisory, it would have a blue circle.
Oh, okay.
Right now, this one's in trouble, so it has a yellow circle around it because I've disarmed it. So let me go back. I'll enable the input. That becomes clickable. You click it, you'll get it out of trouble. And this checkbox on here acknowledges it as well. You can see my investigative treatment. So that just shows me, hey, that's in trouble. Let me show you one where the ACAD is. Like, to get back to the main menu, it has a favorite location that takes you right back to here. So if I go to ACAD, double click on ACAD, it shows my first floor 1 visual parking is where my supervisor is at, because that's blinking blue. And see, you can zoom in a little bit and see how those devices are blue. Those are the ones that are in supervisory.
So what does that supervisory mean?
So a supervisory is like a tamper switch. Your fire pump run, fell, phase reversal, and out here the duct detectors are also programmed to supervisory. So a supervisory isn't supervisory just means it's active. That point is active, but it's not setting off any AVs or anything. So it's just a step down from an alarm.
Okay.
It just needs to be investigated. Just telling you that
There's minor issues, something.
Yeah,
like whatever.
and it's mainly to do. Your supervisors are like duct detectors and tampered items.
Some procedures.
Yeah, so if you have a valve closed, it's a supervisory.
And those valves will be closed manually, right?
Yes.
Because that's why there's tamper.
Yeah. And then the trouble is just a maintenance issue
Okay.
that we need to look into. Our device that hasn't been put in yet.
And then red is when it's actually going off. Something.
yeah, red means that there's speakers and strokes going on. So, but yeah, the graphics help out a lot. I think we need to update the graphics for 6 and 8 still.
Probably more than that. Those graphics haven't been updated. I don't think. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think Eric ever. Because what Eric was doing, he was trying to accumulate everything.